So the UFC has always been home to a lot of people that are specialists in specific martial arts, all right? We got the jiu-jitsu nerds, we got the kickboxers, we got the Muay Thai people. Of course, we have the best base for MMA, Aikido, and we got people that are Sambo fighters, right? But I think that by far the most entertaining style in the UFC are the boxers. I think that people that specialize in they call boxing the sweet science. I think that people that have boxing as their number one priority when it comes into a fight, I think those are the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. Think of people like Dustin Poirier, Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Like, these are just fan favorites that always produce fun fights. And so with boxing like becoming more of a meta, because we've seen the rise of boxing in terms of high-level MMA, I thought it would be fun to go through and talk about the top 10 boxers in the UFC right now. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. And let's get to the honorable mentions, all right? These are the people that I have as honorable mentions. You got Brandon Moreno, Sean O'Malley, and Tom Aspinall. And I think that all three of these people are some of the best boxers in the UFC. But for one reason or another, I could not bring myself to include them into the top 10. For Moreno has really shown an improvement in his striking. Moreno kind of used to be known as a wrestler and a grappler. And his last couple of fights, he has really shown off improvements in his striking, especially the fight against Amir Albazi, where he just put a clinic on him on the feet with the boxing. I got hands like Canelo. You got the fucking Moreno. Moreno has really been working on his boxing, and especially that last performance, I think definitely deserves to get him mentioned on here. He's underrated, man. And even his fight before that. No, wait. The fight with Urseg as well. I meant to say... Okay, I already messed up the video, but the fight with Urseg and the fight with Albazi, Moreno has really just been showing off his fucking boxing, so I have to include him here, all right? The next guy is Sean O'Malley, who I think, obviously went toe-to-toe with Petr Yan, who is one of the best boxers in the UFC. Spoiler alert for the list. I'm not going to say what number I got him at, but Petr Yan is on this list. And Sean O'Malley beat him in a lot of the boxing exchanges they had. Made it super close. He's a sniper. He's got knockout power. But we haven't really been able to see him utilize his boxing effectively against Merab. And even in the people that he's been beating, Aljamain Sterling has no hands, okay? Chito Vera is literally a human punching bag. He just lost to fucking Ayman Zahabi in the boxing, He hasn't been beating the highest level of strikers except for Yan, and he hasn't really, showed it off effectively against Merab, so I can't put him in the top 10. And for Tom Aspinall, he is primarily a boxer. He's been talking about moving to boxing himself, and he's won a heavyweight championship with his boxing. But we do have to admit that he, technically speaking, I just think that Aspinall is kind of flawed because he's been fighting, not cans, they're the best heavyweights in the world, but, compared to somebody in a lower weight class, Curtis Blades is, literally plodding forward, waiting to be knocked out. You know what I mean? I think Tom Aspinall is probably the best boxer in heavyweight besides, I think Pavlovich honestly might be a better boxer, but obviously Tom Aspinall has the one-hitter-quitter power, so he's more effective with his boxing, but I don't think you could put Tom Aspinall in the top 10 simply just because, the Gon, I know it was a no contest, bro, but he was getting pieced up by Gon. His boxing wasn't working. He his head movement isn't that good. His defensive boxing is not existent, just because he can go out there and usually put him out like that, so it doesn't matter. But you've ever seen slow motion videos of Aspinall fighting, and it's just what am I watching here? Low key. I'm not hating on Aspinall, but I have him in the top 13, bro. Don't get too hateful, all right? But let's get on to the list, all right? Number 10 on the list, I got Sean Strickland. Probably one of the best defensive fighters in the UFC. And I think it's so odd how he's able to use that Philly shell stance that he has effectively. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. I don't get taken down because I have the Philly shell and I have the best head. He uses his jab as his defense, where he goes out there and instead of having elite head movement or having like rolling with punches really well, which he does do both of those things. But for the most part, Strickland like leans back and he'll use his jab as defense. Like he's so good at finding his range, and once he finds his range, he'll start popping you with the jab. And yeah, he got whooped by Dricus. A lot of the fights, like, Dricus beat him up, but Dricus used kickboxing and, used like the threat of the takedown to beat up Strickland. I still think what Strickland did to Adesanya, walking him down, barely, like he uses the teeps and leg kicks, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really do much damage with those. Those are kind of just to throw out there, keep your opponent thinking. Most of the work that he does is with that. I think he has probably like the best jab, like one of the best jabs in the UFC for sure. And yeah, man, Sean Strickland definitely deserves to be mentioned on this list when we're talking about the best boxers. I mean, we just don't see people use the fucking Philly shell in MMA, and Strickland does it perfectly. So yeah, I gotta have him at number 10 on the list. At number 9 on the list, I got Alex Pereira, and I was thinking, bro, should I even include Alex Pereira on the list at all? Because he's more of a kickboxer. Like, yes, it's kind of like a cop-out to call Alex Pereira a boxer, because fundamentally, bro, he's got great leg kicks, head kicks, knees. Those are all like, iconic strikes that Alex Pereira throws that we're familiar with, and he doesn't go to the grappling. So it's not like, oh yeah, he's like a MMA or he's like a kickboxer. I mean, like, yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like, he's primarily a kickboxer, okay? Which is why I don't have him higher on this list. If we were doing like the best strikers in the UFC, he'd be top 3. But in terms of just boxing, I'm like, okay, where does he stack up with the rest of the fucking people, right? And I think you gotta have him on this list at all, because I was thinking about the Khalil Roundtree fight, the finishing sequence in the Khalil Roundtree fight when he hit flow state. And just those sequences where he's like landing and ripping the body shots on Khalil, like ducking and moving and just like barely using any other things besides his hands. The left hook is deadly. He just knocked out Ankalaev with the overhand right. I think it would be a shame. The reason I don't have Pereira higher, and I'm justifying not putting him higher, is because I think that if we were going to say, okay, what is Alex Pereira's style? He's a kickboxer. But I think he has good enough boxing to be in the boxer list, which is why I have him at number 9 on the list. I mean, the knockouts over Jamal Hill, he's so good at lulling his opponents with his fucking lead hand. He's good at landing that jab that he busted up Khalil's face with, the iconic left hook he knocked out Adesanya with. I think it would be a shame to not have Alex Pereira in the top 10 boxers, all right? So even though he's a kickboxer, I got to have him here on the list, all right? At number 8 on the list, I got Diego Lopez. Dude, this guy gets in the pocket and he just starts fucking slinging, bro. He lets them hands go. He lets the hands go. And I like watching him, like, whenever he, like, starts moving, I like his mullet, like, moves with him. And it goes hard as fuck. But I think you definitely need to include Diego Lopez on this list. You watch the fight with Dan Ige. Was cracking Dan Ige with some nasty combinations, landing body shots, landing to the head, hooks, uppercuts, you name it. Went toe-to-toe with Volkanovski, who is one of the best boxers in UFC history, and dropped Volkanovski in the pocket with a hook, if I remember correctly. It was a hook. Almost knocked out Brian Ortega with his boxing. Brian Ortega is like unfinishable. Never been finished before. And, well, I guess he got finished by Holloway technically, but he never been finished like knocked out or submitted. Dude, Lopez put Ortega out and then he woke him up with the next shot. Like literally put Ortega out and then woke him up with another punch. What he did with the Volk fight, the Ige fight, the Ortega fight, and even in this Gene Silva fight, I know it was a spinning elbow, but he still landed a lot of good boxing exchanges against Gene Silva. And so yeah, I gotta have Diego Lopez up here. His head movement is a little bit questionable. He does get hit quite a bit, but he has a really, really good Gene Silva was hitting Lopez with some shots that I think would have put out Volk. I think they would Gene Silva was hitting Lopez with some shots that definitely would have at least wobbled or rocked Volk, or even other people in the top of the division. So I think he has his chin is very carrying him in terms of defensive ability, but offensively, I think he's phenomenal. So got to have him at number 8 on the list. At number 7 on the list, I got Steve Garcia, man. Dude, Steve Garcia, I think, is one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC right now. Just like David Onama, and I agree. I was saying this the whole fight week for David Onama, but he was overrated. Don't get me wrong. Like, he didn't beat anybody except for Cater. Cater was on the except for Giga. Giga arguably could have won the fight. It was a short note. Like, Onama is not good. And what Garcia did to Onama, though, like, I don't even think Onama is like his best win. This dude beat Kyle Nelson, who just got a win at lightweight. This dude beat Doohoo Choi. He beat Malik Wazel-Casa, who's a great name in the division. Beat Chase Hooper's ass. Actually, he lost to Mahashate. But he lost, like, I'm pretty sure he's on a 7-fight win streak. He's a volume striker as well. He goes out there, he's trying to stack them numbers up when he's throwing, boom, 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 he's like throwing the fucking hooks and then just like throwing the uppercut seamlessly, throwing to the body. He makes it look so smooth. He's got good head movement. And the best thing about him is he's got like clubbering power. Like, this guy doesn't like knock people out with one shot, but his ground and pound is like vicious as fuck. Like, when he drops you, he's going to hit you with a couple more shots and it's good night. You know what I mean? Like, once you get dropped, like, he doesn't ever like have walk-off KOs. But when he hits you, you're going to be stunned, and then he hops on you and throws the fucking ground and pound and puts you out. So, dude, Steve Garcia is nasty with the hands. I'm really looking forward to his career going forward. I think he's highly entertaining. He's dropped his last 7 opponents, and he's on a 7-fight win streak right now. So, I got to have Steve Garcia on this list for sure, all right? At number 6 on the list, I got Joshua Van. And, dude, I think, like, I'm not going to lie, bro. I think Joshua Van is going to defeat Pantoja. Like, that's how good I think his striking is. And I think that, dude, what Joshua Van, like, let me just go on a spiel here about Joshua Van, not even relating to his boxing. The fact that he's only been in the UFC since June of 2023. He's now, I think he's 8-1. His only loss is to Charles Johnson. Dude, he won 5 fights in a single calendar year, and now he's taking on Pantoja. Like, he stole the number 1 contender fight from Manel Kape against Royval. Won in fight of the year. That is 100% fight of the year. One of the craziest fights I've ever seen. Fight of the year. Goes out there. Pretty sure it was the most significant strikes ever landed in a flyweight fight ever. And that's what Joshua Van does. Goes out there. I think he has like out of everybody in the UFC, I think he has the fastest hands. Where it's like, and he's so smooth with his combinations too. Like, he never just throws one punch. If he throws a punch, he's throwing 4 more, And he just overwhelms his opponents with volume. And yeah, man, he is he chips away at people. You know what I mean? Like, fucking like just does 1 HP with every shot, and then after the second round, if you're just taking 1 HP, like 100 1 HP shots, you're fucked. He's got some underrated wins. Bruno Silva, Ray Soroya, Cody Durden, Edgar Shires, beat Royval, obviously done all of that with the boxing. Even beat that Zaglas, like the Zaglas guy, if you know who I'm talking about. He's doing good things at PFL, I'm pretty sure. Joshua Van is beating all of these really, really good flyweights with his boxing. I think he has, dude, Joshua Van glaze. I'm going to glaze Joshua Van for life, all right? So I got to have him at number 6 for sure. At number 5 on the list, I got Max Blessed Holloway, the self-proclaimed best boxer in the UFC. And, like, after the Cater fight, you really could make a good argument that he was the best boxer in the UFC. I mean, I've been saying about this to everybody, but volume is the fucking king in the UFC now. I'm telling you, this is the new meta. Just throwing volume and volume and volume, being able to eat shots. And Max Holloway, he has made a career. He's a top 10 fucking UFC fighter of all time. Throwing volume shots. Multiple time champion. Went toe-to-toe with Volkanovski in the boxing in their first 2 fights. Knocked out the Korean Zombie. Masterclass at Gaethje. Man, who else? He just Dustin Poirier. I want to watch that fight live in person. Dustin Poirier in and of himself is a great boxer. And Max Holloway, even in their second fight, the one that Max lost, he still did very good in the boxing against Poirier, who would be on this list if they were not retired, right? And so, yeah, I just think that Max Holloway, uncrackable chin, goes out there. He has the most absorption. So his defense is lacking, don't get me wrong. But he just the sheer amount of volume that he's able to throw, the hooks especially, he'll get somebody hurt and then just he can throw. I'm thinking about the Poirier point down at the end of the fucking fight. Think about how many shots he landed on Poirier just in the last 5 seconds that they were pointing down to the ground. That was crazy as fuck for sure. But the reason I have him lower than the top 3 is because the best 2 other boxers that he's fought, he's lost to. And that brings me on to my next point, which is number 4 on this list, Alexander Volkanovski, who beat Max Holloway in the boxing, beat Diego Lopez in the boxing. Ortega himself, I know Holloway beat Ortega as well in the boxing. Going back to Holloway beating Ortega, dude, he was literally teaching Ortega how to fucking punch in the middle of the fight. But Volk beat Ortega as well. I always say this, that I think that Holloway, on paper, has a better resume than Volk, but Volk beat Holloway 3 times. So it's you can't say it, But, dude, beating, Diego Lopez in the box, he beat he was landing crazy shots on Diego Lopez, and to do that after coming off of 2 knockout losses is crazy. What else about Volk? I think Volk is just a technical master, bro. He can just visualize. I feel like he can just free throw flow combinations, and he is a little bit chinny. Obviously he got slept by Topuria and Makhachev, but they're pound for pound 1 and 2. Okay. On the other hand, bro, Volk, he's so good at mixing his fucking shots, uppercuts, hooks, right hands, overhands, straights, jabs. He can throw everything in a combination, kind of similar to Van, but I feel like he's more technical and he's got better head movement. He's really good at rolling with shots. He's really, really good. He has a problem when he's backing up, but in the pocket, he'll throw down and sling with anyone. I'm thinking about that slow motion against Diego Lopez where they both hit each other at the same time. But yeah, man, Volkanovski, he doesn't rely on just one big punch like some of the other people that we got on this list. He breaks people down, bro. He's never out of position. He's really good at pull countering. He's really good at measuring distance. He's really good at keeping his opponents from advancing on him. And, he never, he doesn't throw fucking single shots. That's what I kind of mean when I'm talking about Van. It's Volk is always running his combos. Yeah, he's got a good jab. And he's got a good leg kick. He'll throw those by him. Well, he doesn't throw naked leg kicks, but you see what I'm saying, bro. Volk definitely needs to be mentioned as one of the best boxers in the UFC. But yeah, got him at number 4. At number 3 on the list, I got Petr Yan. Dude, seeing Petr Yan go to work in the boxing as a fan of fucking boxing is just it is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing to watch. The O'Malley fight, when O'Malley hit that I don't know how to really explain it, but it was it was a straight that he threw on him and stepped forward. And then Petr Yan replicated it with the hand fighting and did the exact same thing. Beat the fuck out of... let's be honest, bro. In the Sterling fight, the first one, he was beating the fuck out of Sterling. Beat Corey Sandhagen with his boxing. Jose Aldo, very impressive to beat Aldo. Uriah Faber beat his ass. John Dodson, and obviously, the Sean O'Malley fight was super close. Could have gone to him. Figueiredo. I'm just listing off his fucking resume off the top of my head now. But yeah, out of all of the fighters on this list that are shot selectors, I think Petr Yan is probably the best shot selector. Because he has he keeps that high guard. Or he keeps his hands super, super high. He keeps his feet right underneath him. And he's basically looks like he's standing straight up. And yeah, in the Merab fight, that was his downfall. But he never chases anybody. You know what I mean? He never overextends or overthrows on a punch, or He always throws whenever it's the perfect time to throw, you know? And he's really, really good with his counters as well. And Petr Yan wants you to throw first. And then once you fucking commit to the fucking shot, he's going to slip it. And he's going to hit you with something that you don't see coming, bro. So definitely got to include Petr Yan on this list at number 3. At number 2, I got the man fighting Islam Makhachev this weekend. I got Jack Della Maddalena. And I'm just telling you, bro, I think that on a technical level, JDM is the best boxer. Like, just straight technique for technique. Obviously, I got someone else at number 1 above him. But just off of, like, aesthetic-looking striking, these long string combinations that he throws with his boxing are super fun to watch. Like I'm thinking about the Ameev knockout with that body shot that he landed on him. I'm thinking about the Randy Brown submission, even though it was like he basically knocked Randy Brown out with like a 6-punch combination against the fence, and then he subbed him on the ground. The Kevin Holland fight, dude. There's one instance in that Kevin Holland fight where he throws like a 12-punch combination on Holland. And it is a little weird. Like, Holland did have a lot of success in the fight on the feet, but even the Burns fight, he did good on the feet. And the Bilal fight especially. In that Bilal fight, dude, that 5th round of that Bilal fight, once JDM hit flow state, it was crazy. Because Bilal in and of himself could have been an honorable mention on this list. You know, Bilal he got hands like Canelo. I don't actually think that's Ian's son, you know. I think that Bilal could have been an honorable mention on this list, and he outboxed Bilal. But what I'm trying to say is, like, fundamentally, JDM just looks so comfortable when he's in the pocket. There's no sloppiness. There's no rush. Like, he never rushes anything. Obviously, like the rest of these guys, he keeps a high guard, and that might be a problem against Makhachev, which is why one of the reasons I'm picking Makhachev. But, like, in the pocket, I'll see some exchanges of JDM in the pocket, and he'll have his hands like by his hips, and that's because he is so comfortable when he's in the pocket. Like, he just knows that you're not going to counter against him because he knows how fast and he trusts his own ability. He's so good at working the head and the body at the same time. Like, he will throw body shots, and then once you're thinking about the body, he'll throw to the head. And he is like one of the best people in the UFC at doing that. And yeah, man, I think JDM definitely needs to be number 2 on this list. But at number 1, to absolutely nobody's surprises, I got Ilia Topuria, who knocked out Volkanovski, who knocked out Oliveira. And Oliveira is very good with the Muay Thai. Volk is number 4 on this list in terms of boxing. Max Holloway, he knocked him out too with his boxing. I got him at number 5 on the list. He's got wins like Josh Emmett, where he like literally hit a 10-7 on Josh Emmett. He's got wins like Bryce Mitchell, where he was like stunning Bryce Mitchell on the feet. And he literally just did not respect Bryce Mitchell. Like, people talk about the Bryce Mitchell fight, like Ilia getting taken down by Bryce Mitchell. And I'm just like, dude, that's because Ilia had no respect for Bryce Mitchell whatsoever, and he was just trying to fucking kill him. Like, obviously, when he fights somebody like Oliveira or Arman or Islam or whoever, he's not going to be doing what he did in the Bryce Mitchell fight, because he just walked down Bryce Mitchell and did not give a single fuck about him. But, dude, Ilia Topuria, I think, may be the best fighter we've ever seen. His power. Dude, this guy has power on another fucking level. Like, I think that for a lighter weight class, having this kind of power is crazy. Like, this isn't even like Conor McGregor power. You know, like with Conor, he dropped Jose Aldo, finished him off with ground and pound shots, bro. He drops Dustin, finishes him off with ground and pound, you know. That's what Conor would do. This guy TKOs people while this guy knocks people the fuck out. Like, at a lower weight class. He is so good at, like, feinting. He's got these, like, short, tight little punches that he throws. Like, perfect punch. Like, he does, like, perfect technique. And he just knows that if he hits you, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. Quite simply is that he is really good at, like, faking openings and then stepping in and throwing. But he will just knock you the fuck out. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what I was talking about with the Holloway fight, where it's like people were picking Holloway to beat Topuria, and I'm just like, it's only a matter of time because this guy possesses unholy power in his fucking hands, and he also possesses like perfect technique in the boxing. I don't even think like this guy's a boxer for sure. Like I see like yeah, he got his first couple wins by sub. He hasn't gone back to that in a while. He subbed Mitchell, but he dropped him and got the sub. People are like, bro, he's super well rounded. He does not throw any kicks at all. Like I don't think he's thrown a single leg kick his entire career in the UFC at least that I can think of. Like somebody checked that. I think I saw it on Instagram one time. Somebody was saying that he's never thrown a leg kick once, but yeah, he hits unreal angles in the pocket. He rips the body, throws up top. He's real like, and he just is constantly walking forward because he knows his opponents have to respect his power. Like, look what happened to Oliveira when he didn't respect Ilia's power. Like, Oliveira was just like, yeah, I can eat this is a clean fucking hook from Ilia Topuria. And the shot that he hit him with, it was like a short left hook. Like, literally, like, you know the fucking Steven Seagal videos of him, like, breaking a fucking brick by punching an inch, and you're like, that's fake. Topuria did that to Oliveira. Did not have any, like, just a short hook put Oliveira out cold. But that will do it for the video. This is my list. Topuria 1, JDM, Yan, Volk, Holloway, Van, Garcia, Lopez, Pereira, and Strickland. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Tony Has Died if you want to contribute to the page monetarily. Get your questions answered on the Q&A. Hit my Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description, but I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.